r/NoSleep. Posted by u/JJX. My town is afraid of the rain. I found out why. Part 2. Drifting in and out of consciousness, all I could remember was being lifted up and placed on something hard and firm. I woke up sometime later feeling around myself and feeling along my back. A fabric type of material wrapped around my back area, where I gotten wounded from. It hurt like hell still. Don't mess with it. It took me and Sarah a while to patch it up, she said while walking past me into the hallway. Coming around the corner, the older lady came with another young female. I would say she's in her early 20s as well. As they passed me to get to the other couch, the older lady wouldn't take her eyes off me. Sitting on the opposite couch, the older lady kicked her feet up and sighed hard, while the younger lady came and joined the other two on the couch. As I stared at all three of them, the older lady grew irritated and clapped her hands. "Let's cut all this staring shit out already. What's your name, boy?" she said while sitting up straight, staring me dead in my eyes. Messiah. "My name is Messiah," I said while trying not to stumble over my words. As the older lady nodded her head, the young lady that helped me into the house stood up and sat down next to me. "I'm sorry about my mother if she's scaring you, but she means well. My name is Lexi. And that's my sister Sarah. While that's our mother, Marianne." Sarah standing up, she walked toward the window and leaned against it. I couldn't say much other than thanking them for saving my life. "Ms. Marianne, do you know anything about what's going on or what the hell those things are?" I asked while trying to get a grasp of what was going on recently. "It's that damn government, I tell you. Ever since they opened up the testing centers across town, weird things started happening," she said while reaching in her pocket and grabbed a cigarette and lit it. Lexi while crossed her arms and shook her head. "Look what you did. Got her all riled up and now she won't stop." Marianne ignored Lexi and continued. "I knew something was off when they came here, tanks and all. They went straight toward town square and talked the mayor to agreeing to let them have one side of the town for testing. That damn fool." She huffed as she smoked her cigarette. "Are there other survivors? It can't just be us left," I said, getting more scared as the blood-curdling screams somewhat grew closer. "I think the newscaster announced that some of the survivors were holding up at the bank. Hell, it's a possibility there were some people left alive. If that's the case, why haven't you guys left and headed toward the bank for extra safety?" "I'm not leaving this house. Point blank period. My husband and I spent 2 years building this house. I'm not throwing away our memories of him, God rest his soul," she said while picking up a picture of a younger man with light brown hair and light green eyes. He was holding 2 small babies in his arms. "If you don't mind, what do you all do for a living?" As I looked around the room, Sarah's eyes sparked up with glee. "I was actually visiting home as the college I went to shut down for some reason," as she placed her back against the window. "What was you going there for? If you don't mind at least," I said while not trying to sound pushy. "I was studying to be a nurse. I always like helping out people whenever I can, so when Lexi and Mom told me you needed help, I used my little nurse knowledge to patch you up," she said while smiling wide. "What about you, Lexi?" I said while leaning over toward her waiting for a response. "Self-defense teacher," she while looking toward the front door. "What about you, Ms. Marianne?" Before she could answer, a sound of glass breaking and muffled screaming emerged behind me. Turning around, Sarah had a charred hand over her mouth, ripping and tearing her mouth. While she tried to struggle, the monster sunk its teeth into her neck and ripped and chewed her flesh up. As more arms of different colors pulled and tugged and slashed at her body. Enraged, Marianne grabbed her shotgun, cocked it back and shot twice. As the blood-curdling screams echoed out, more sounds of glass breaking came from around us. A monster with black charred skin crawled through the window coming toward me. As I tried moving back, Lexi called my names and tossed me a knife. Clenching the knife tightly, using all my force, I brought the knife down upon its head and watched it go limp. Taking the knife out of its head, another monster came in from behind me and took me down with it. Struggling against the monster, it bit into my shoulder hard, drawing blood. As I frantically searched for the knife, Lexi kicked it toward me and I firmly grasped it and embedded it in the back of its head. Lexi quickly helped me up to my feet and we both exchanged looks of relief for a brief moment. "I owe you," I said while holding my shoulder and looking back at the incoming hell creatures making their way through the broken windows. As more came in, Marianne stopped shooting and quickly pushed the couch in front of the windows. With tears in her eyes, she walked up to us and shoved a handgun in my arms. "I'll hold them off while you two make a break for it. It's not safe here anymore." "What? No. "I'm not leaving you here by yourself, Mom," Lexi interjected. "There's no damn time for arguing. I'm not letting these hellish monsters take away something your father and I built from the ground up. Now go," she demanded as the couch began to move. As tears filled Lexi's eyes, she gave her mother one last hug and ran out the front door. As I turned to follow her, Marianne grabbed my wrist. "Please, protect my daughter. She may be stubborn but she means well. And watch out. Not only for those damn things," she said while cocking her shotgun once more. The couch fell against the wall as more creatures forced themselves into the window. As I ran out the house, all I could hear was shotgun shots and loud screams.